When the old self falls away, the world can feel too bright, too raw. Carl Jung knew that awakening was not always gentle, that it can tear at the seams of what you once believed. Tonight, we sit with that tender unraveling, letting the echoes of the past rise and settle. Because survival is not about holding on, but about letting go, piece by gentle piece. In that quiet surrender, something softer can grow. A self that stands in its own light, unafraid to be both broken and whole. Gently, we embark on a journey into the tender and transformative realm of spiritual awakening. A moment where the world as we've known it fades into mere whispers of the past, unraveling into a vast expanse of possibilities. Like a quiet day suddenly pierced by the roar of thunder, this awakening shatters illusions and threads a new tapestry of consciousness. Its arrival can feel like being bathed in a radiant storm, leaving one breathless and trembling, as fragile constructs of identity, beliefs like brittle leaves, whirl away, leaving a richness of untapped potential in their wake. In the wake of this startling illumination, the soul stands on the precipice of fear and wonder, confronted by an uncharted vista of inner realities. The old narratives, worn and familiar, dissolve like mist beneath the morning sun, replaced by questions as old as time. Who lies beneath these layers of learned habit? What truths knit the fabric of existence in this vast cosmos? Such profound inquiries unsettle the mind, accustomed as it is to linear tales. Slowly, the soul embarks upon its quest, a dance of hesitation and discovery, as it learns to trust the unfolding marvel of the unknown. As these revelations settle like stardust, the spirit ventures into a world both strange and deeply intimate. In this landscape, every step into the unknown carves a new path, echoing both beauty and terror. The heart, undeterred by dimensions unknown, seeks with eager eyes, feeling the tender whisper of resilience. It pushes through the fertile soil of old limitations, seeking the light of a deeper understanding. Curiosity begins to soothe the shadows of trepidation, nurturing the fragile shoots of courage as we stumble with new wisdom upon this sacred journey. In this exploration, we are likened to artists before a blank canvas, where familiar strokes of understanding must weave with fresh ways of seeing. When patient presence becomes our guide, perception blooms, unfolding slowly and synchronously. In this emerging state, we learn to embrace uncertainty, fostering trust in the inner work's unfolding rhythm. It is an embryonic space, alive with echoes of quiet wisdom, leading us gently toward the light of metamorphosis. This journey is not one of linear grace. It is untamed and exquisitely raw. A sacred mess ensues as paradox and contradiction spiral into being. Like the caterpillar's chrysalis, chaos and confusion are the handmaidens of transformation. Old echoes struggle for voice amidst the soft symphony of new awareness. In this sacred mess, we surrender the pursuit of control, allowing the messiness of evolving identity to reveal redemption's grace. As fears rise and long-buried shadows resurface, it is in the letting go, the acceptance of imperfection, that the soul finds its gentle stride. Within this awakening lies a poem of fear's dance with wonder. Fear strikes from shadows, a protective hem against paths unknown. Yet wonder calls softly with promises as ancient as the stars, guiding us to see anew, delighting in the world's endless mystery. In this ballet, where courage draws breath from vulnerability, one learns that both fear and wonder are mirror essences sculpting the soul. Awakening is a revelation of consciousness' profound intricacy, an eternal tapestry of thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. Awareness disrupts and dazzles, revealing the interwoven threads connecting all existence. The realization of consciousness as a dynamic ecosystem, light chasing shadow, beats in harmony with liberation's heartbeat. Amidst this awakening, we discover a paradox. The self both crumbles away and is reborn in its authenticity. As identities dissolve into nothingness, the ego grasps at the familiar, engaging in the gentle tug of past against future possibility. Yet, in this dissolution, we touch the essence of our being, unbound, radiant, and alive with authenticity's fire. Here, within the heart of our insecurities, a tender power blooms. Vulnerability is its name, the quiet promise of true strength. Presence anchors us within this whirlwind, a sacred refuge of calm. As we nurture presence, we become attuned to life's ebbs and flows, painting a masterpiece of acceptance amidst chaos. Like a lighthouse, presence anchors, guiding us toward wisdom's gentle shores. This journey of awakening calls us to let go of all certainties, embracing life's mystery with trustful surrender. It invites us to witness the grandeur and beauty woven into existence, as both creators and creations within a tapestry that is infinitely majestic. As we walk this timeless path, entangled in the unknown's embrace, we honour the mystery and allow ourselves to become. It beckons us with whispers of connection, of courage, and a love unfathomable. Embrace the dance, wanderer, and let the tides of transformation guide you into the expansive heart of the universe. In the quiet, sacred moments of inner awakening, the ego begins its mournful song, a haunting melody echoing through the corridors of our constructed self. The ego, that vigilant gatekeeper of identity, perceives the tide of transformation as an existential storm, threatening to wash away its meticulously built bastions. As the spirit stirs to newfound awareness, the ego clings tighter, summoning a tempest of fear and resistance. It composes tales and narratives, laced with the echoes of past experiences and societal norms, creating a labyrinth of self-deception and comfort. The ego, not malicious but overly protective, acts as a devoted guardian oblivious to the broader skies beyond its domain. As the walls of the constructed fortress tremble, a whirlwind of emotions erupts. Uncertainty and bewilderment dance together like ash in the whispering wind. The ego, much like a child clutching a threadbare blanket, seeks solace in the familiar images of past identities. These reflections hold promises of security that, paradoxically, bind us tighter to chaos. By gripping the known too fiercely, the ego halts our evolution, stalling the soul's quest for transformation. To move beyond these confines, we must understand this resistance as more than struggle. It's a plea for deeper compassion and introspection, an invitation to embrace uncertainty as fertile ground for growth. Lingering within us, shadowy echoes of our former selves whisper like ghosts, bound by the threads of our ancestral past. In these reflections, the ego finds its anchor, a mooring in the midst of internal upheaval. Yet, releasing these identities feels like stepping into an unknown void, a perilous act of vulnerability. But as we journey further, we see how these old identities, meant to aid and protect, can instead stifle our true potential. Each identity, a layer of the self, offers lessons learned and survival paths walked. Yet sometimes they calcify, blocking the emergence of our expansive true self. We must patiently peel these identities away, acknowledging the role they once played and unfurling into the blossoming potential within. Through this gentle revelation, we discover the self, unconfined and ever-emergent. In sensing the threat of transformation, the ego mounts a stalwart defence, crafting narratives to retain its grasp on the familiar. Through self-sabotage or procrastination, it anchors us to its comfortable past. These tales, though familiar, "I'm not ready," "This isn't practical," "I can't change," comfort us amidst awakening storm. Yet, they obscure deeper fears that beg to be seen and integrated. Recognizing resistance as part of our humanity, rather than opposition, offers a pivotal opportunity for growth. It invites a compassionate curiosity that unravels these illusions of permanence, allowing new, vibrant narratives to flourish. Stories not of limitation, but of liberation. In life's grand theatre, the ego assumes the directorial role, scripting scenes with precision and control. Yet awakening calls us to ponder what endures when this mask dissolves. As we approach the brink of transformation, the ego's scripts loosen, inviting us to explore amidst the chaos. This surrender appears as a fall into an abyss, yet within it lies the promise of liberation, inviting us to a dance orchestrated by soul's wisdom, not the mind's constraint. It involves surrender not to passivity, but to the unpredictable dance of life, stepping into harmony and deriving strength from vulnerability. Amidst this unfolding, emotional turmoil swells, signalling change with fervent urgency. Yet these turbulent emotions are initiates of awakening, calling us to delve deep, offering paths to healing. By holding them tenderly in awareness, we engage in emotional alchemy, transmuting chaos into clarity. By exploring these tumultuous waves with curiosity, we cultivate a serene presence, learning to navigate the storm's eye with clarity, guided toward new realms of understanding. Within this dance of awakening, vulnerability emerges as our sacred ally. It strips away ego's armour, revealing a heart of courage and resilience. Through embracing vulnerability, we find authentic strength that transcends fear. It dissolves egoic defences, inviting us to explore, share and transcend our limitations. As we step into this vulnerable space, compassion blooms, inviting unity and connection. We find ourselves not alone, but woven into a tapestry of shared human experience, where vulnerability becomes the bedrock of strength and the doorway to deeper understanding. Breaking the illusions forged by the ego leads us to surrender, an act of conscious trust. As we release control and dance with life's rhythm, the mind's entrapments dissolve, revealing our true potential. This journey invites us ever further, not in resisting, but flowing with life's river. Letting go permits the unveiling of self-realization and transformative insight, guided by love rather than fear. Awakening is stepping into a realm of continual presence, dwelling in the eternal now with heightened authenticity. Awakening to presence invites mindfulness, recognizing the essence of our being beyond the ego's transient whispers. It is here we reconnect with life's mysteries, where every moment brims with potential, a canvas for soul's unbridled expression. In presence, we step into the sacred dance of never-ending transformation, embracing existence's beauty and inviting the light of consciousness to unfurl like petals before the dawn of renewal. In the quietude of introspection, we embark on a journey into silence, where the echoes of our shadow begin to whisper their long-kept secrets. Here, amidst the absence of life's relentless noise, we find parts of ourselves we've long ignored, tenderly cradled in fear and hesitation. As external distractions melt away, the internal murmurings grow louder, drawing us into an intimate dialogue with repressed emotions and past pains. These are not demons to be exorcised, but whispers from the depths of our psyche, yearning to be acknowledged and embraced. This descent asks us to gaze into the unfiltered reflections of our inner world, free from the comforting veils of denial or distraction. Here we meet our vulnerability, stripped of social roles and fabricated identities, compelled to listen more deeply. In this profound silence, we confront remnants of past wounds, unresolved conflicts, and unvoiced desires. The silence serves as a mirror, reflecting our shadows back at us, urging us to welcome what has been hidden in the corners of our consciousness. Rather than turning away from discomfort, we are called to lean in, to understand that these buried aspects are not liabilities but essential companions on our path to wholeness. Healing emerges not from fleeing discomfort but through its transformation, a process where darkness is alchemized into wisdom. As we delve into shadow, we find ourselves greeted by unwelcomed guests, suppressed emotions, buried memories, and unhealed traumas. Initially appearing as intruders, these raw elements of our psyche soon reveal their purpose: liberation rather than torment. Through acknowledging these visitors, we begin to uncover the shame, guilt, and fear that have long dictated our behaviours. Instead of evading their presence, we learn to engage, recognising that every emotional wound holds a story, a lesson awaiting integration. The journey is akin to an archaeological dig, where we unearth the buried roots of repression anchoring our fears. This work demands an honest appraisal of our psychic history, tracing back through layers that tell of past experiences. While repression often shields us from emotional overload, within it lie keys to understanding our actions and responses. By patiently excavating these roots, clarity emerges, freeing us from their grip and offering liberation through awareness and acceptance. In this sacred space, forgiveness becomes a bridge between past wounds and present healing. To forgive is to release oneself from the chains of bitterness and judgment. In this descent, we encounter pain inflicted by others and by ourselves. Forgiveness here is not condonement but liberation, dissolving the architecture of resentment. This gradual process allows compassion to enter, often requiring us to forgive choices made from fear or ignorance. Recognizing the shadow's influence evokes empathy, transforming self-criticism into self-compassion, rewriting narratives that have kept us mired in negative cycles. Patterns and projections emerge as critical players in this work, revealing the hidden dynamics of our psyche. Habits and emotional responses surface, echoing past traumas or learned behaviours, urging us to examine them courageously. Projections as outward reflections of unresolved internal issues challenge us to acknowledge within what we once attributed outwardly. Shining a light on these aspects allows for conscious, healthy responses aligned with our true self, peeling back layers to unveil deeper self-awareness and personal empowerment. Compassionate inquiry brings us to conflicts within, as different pieces of personality wrestle for dominance. Here, where fragmentation breeds inner turmoil, we adopt a curious, bias-free engagement. Each voice in the conflict becomes a valued part of the psyche. Dialogue supplants discord, and integration supersedes divisiveness. As self-compassion promotes healing, fragmented identities meld into coherent wholes, with compassion as a salve, dissolving fear and inviting reconciliation. Navigating shame and guilt, we unravel their roots within our psychic landscape. These emotions, burdens persisting from the past, often anchor us in self-loathing cycles, thwarting growth. Shame portrays a negative self-evaluation. Guilt reconciles actions with ethics. Addressing these involves discerning origins, childhood, culture, mistakes, and reframing them as signals for healing rather than failure indicators. In doing so, self-compassion replaces criticism, transforming chains of shame and guilt into empowerment paths. In chaos's aftermath, self-authority arises, an internal compass guiding through uncertainty. Cultivating this authority involves trusting inner wisdom amid external silence, reclaiming narrative authorship that integrates shadow as an empowering force. Crafting such a personal narrative fosters resilience and strength, allowing us to face life's challenges authentically. Ultimately, integration is the essence of shadow work, where disparate self-pieces merge into harmonious unity. This synthesis weaves shadow into conscious identity, transcending duality. As we embrace this view, perfection yields to authenticity. Through integration, we stand at our core, grounded in existence's totality and open to profound transformation. The culmination is a sublime alchemy that turns darkness into wisdom, lighting the self-realization path. Past traumas reveal themselves as integral to our story, teaching rather than hindering. Embracing vulnerability invites self-awareness, viewing challenges with gratitude as growth catalysts. Through shadow engagement, life narratives deepen, empowering us to face obstacles with resilience and clarity. Here, we discover that our greatest strength lies in alchemizing shadow into light, illuminating paths for ourselves and others. In a world often clamouring for the quick and the easy, there exists a subtle temptation, a shimmering mirage called spiritual bypass. It whispers promises of enlightenment without the weight of emotional labour, urging souls to sidestep the messy corridors of pain and delve into the sunshine of surface spirituality. Like a soothing breeze, it wraps around the seeker, providing fleeting relief from life's quarrelsome shadows. Yet beneath this facade, spiritual bypass becomes an artful dance, with evasion, a footpath leading away from the heart's cavernous truth. Imagine a traveller who wishes to ascend a great mountain, yet instead of climbing its daunting heights, endlessly circles its base, captivated more by security than discovery. This seduction seduces with the allure of instant serenity, a gleaming illusion that beckons us to walk the lowlands of comfort, avoiding the peaks and valleys where true growth resides. We paint over our emotional depths with relentless positivity, thinking we are progressing, even as our feet remain fixed at the trailhead of our journey. In bypass, emotions become distant echoes, silenced under layers of unexamined mantras and affirmations that mask deeper truths, sidestepping rather than addressing the profound questions nestled within. To recognise this pattern of bypass, we must first look upon our souls with honesty. It takes a brave heart to witness when spiritual practices become shields rather than paths. They manifest through endless affirmations unanchored in reality, or meditations that drift away rather than dive within. For example, a soul sways with lofty words, repeating affirmations of worth, yet beneath the well of self-doubt remains untapped. Such patterns are often woven from the fabric of childhood and societal moulds, guiding us to value detachment over the courageous act of engagement. By gently tracing these threads, we illuminate the pathways of our aversion, inviting a reunion with our authentic selves. The price of spiritual bypass becomes apparent as we turn towards its shadows. While providing ephemeral comfort, It prolongs the pilgrimage to our innermost being, etching circles in the sand as the horizon of understanding remains distant. A deeper emptiness gnaws, subtle yet persistent whispering of the unaddressed parts we shy away from. By bypassing the shadow, not only do we evade sorrow, but dim the brilliance of joy, missing the vibrant spectrum that enriches the tapestry of existence. Relationships feel the weight of this avoidance. Without confronting our shadows, our souls resonate on shallower frequencies, unable to truly hold others in their entirety. For authentic connection, one must traverse the depths of solitude, emerging with a heart capable of embracing others in their fullness. In the modern world where hurried solutions are prized, spiritual bypass often masquerades as quick fixes, offering superficial glimpses of peace that tether not to the root of our being. It's like a patch over an old wound, offering illusionary healing that unravels when true challenges arise. As spiritual journeyers, we must resist the allure of easy answers and embrace the slow, contemplative dance of genuine understanding. This journey transforms spiritual consumerism into a sacred communion with our soul, where practices become not collected souvenirs, but echoes of inner transformation. Consider mantras and affirmations as delicate tools, capable of profound impact when wielded with intention. Used carelessly, they cloak unresolved emotions, promising much but delivering little substance. To transform them into instruments of healing, one must couple them with introspection, aligning words with genuine self-awareness. Through embracing both light and shadow, affirmations become steadfast companions in our quest for wholeness. Rituals, too, serve as portals to deeper realms. Yet, devoid of meaning, they become hollow gestures. They beckon us inward, urging engagement with our innermost shadows. When rituals are imbued with personal significance, they become mirrors, reflecting the divine dance of growth and understanding that resides within. A ritual, in its truest form, transcends action. It is an invitation to presence, fostering reflections that guide us toward unity within ourselves. Navigating emotional discomfort, though daunting, unveils the heart of true spiritual growth. It's the crucible where shadows meet our gaze, asking not to be banished, but embraced. Through embracing discomfort, we find resilience. Through its eyes, the soul learns to see failure as an ally in transformation. Guided by mindfulness and self-compassion, emotional discomfort morphs from foe to teacher, nurturing a gentle courage that kindles authentic healing. As we step beyond the cocoon of bypass, our journey deepens. We transition from superficial engagement to embodied living, integrating spirituality into each act, each choice, each interaction. Growth becomes a gentle rhythm, a dance between the illuminated and concealed, grounded in everyday existence. It embraces both magnificent peaks and shadowy depths, weaving a life of genuine reflection. In the end, cultivating compassionate self-awareness melts the barriers that separate us from wholeness. Through tenderness and understanding, we sketch the contours of our journey, not in harsh lines, but with a gentle brush of love. It is an awakening of the heart, a soothing balm where judgment once lay. Compassionate self-awareness becomes the compass toward harmonious growth, imbuing each step with grace and allowing shadows and light to coexist in a tapestry of nuanced being. In the dim recesses of our mind, where light hesitates to tread, lies the shadow, a realm where our suppressed fears and hidden desires quietly dwell. Through the delicate art of shadow work, we embark on a journey of the soul, venturing into these depths not to conquer, but to understand. It takes uncommon courage to face these aspects that reside beyond the fringes of our conscious mind, whispering echoes of emotions we often resist. Here the shadows are not our adversaries, but unpolished mirrors, reflecting fragments of potential waiting to be embraced. Carl Jung, ever the mystic cartographer of the psyche, described the shadow as the other side of our being, a repository of creativity woven from the very fabric of our forgotten selves. In embracing it, we discover the hidden truths that reside within, awaiting our tender acknowledgement. This journey is akin to the ancient practice of alchemy, where the darkness, like unrefined ore, is transformed into the gold of self-realization. Within this brave venture, honesty becomes our compass, self-compassion our guiding light. It is essential to grant ourselves permission to explore without judgment, to sit with emotions and memories, not to chain ourselves to the past, but to forge a path toward wholeness. As we illuminate our shadows, forgotten talents and dormant creativity bloom anew, enriching the soil of our inner world. Such transformative growth nourishes the soul, providing a sanctuary where the self may unfurl and discover its complete tapestry. To embrace discomfort is to enter its labyrinth with a heart full of compassion. In its raw presence, life beckons us to meet emotions we typically cast aside. Discomfort is not an adversary to shun, but a wise guide, leading us to places where growth awaits. By welcoming these emotions, we slowly break down the barriers around our hearts, allowing light to seep into corners long overshadowed. With compassionate presence, we embrace our full humanity, the interplay of joy and sorrow, light and darkness. Here the chrysalis of discomfort transforms, unfurling wings into the magnificent butterfly of self-awareness. Darkness, long feared and shunned, is full of unspoken wisdom. With an open heart, it metamorphoses from adversary to gentle teacher, inviting us to see with the eyes of the soul, illuminating realms of the self previously hidden. This transformation mirrors the alchemy of old, where lead becomes gold under the alchemist's touch. As Jung astutely reminded us, what we resist strengthens its grip, yet what we embrace gifts us with transformation. By accepting our dark facets, we awaken to lessons that sculpt the self, granting insight and inviting peace to bathe over the rushing stream of our consciousness. Integration invites the heart to open into the vast landscape of self-awareness from which we engage life with authentic clarity. In honouring our shadows, the heart swells with love, permitting bonds to deepen and empathy to flourish. In this expanded state, we navigate life's chaos with grace, as our newfound self-awareness becomes a guiding star, illuminating our desires, aspirations, and motivations. This profound journey moves beyond shallow self-reflection into the heart's quiet sanctuary, where we find solace and encouragement. Here, self-awareness becomes acceptance, a tender affirmation of our full humanity and a vital step to embracing every aspect of our being. Through the alchemy of integration, a resilient spirit emerges, shaped not by endurance alone, but by profound transformation. Dwelling within our integrated self is a diverse strength to weather life's tempests with measured wisdom and courage. This inner alchemy enriches resilience, urging adaptation and growth from obstacles that once appeared insurmountable. It teaches us the cyclical nature of existence, where challenges carve channels for new insight. And so, we learn to dance with life's rhythm, understanding that the narrative of shadow and light weaves a resilient, resiliently flourish tapestry. Embracing these cycles, we step into our role as architects of our evolving reality, nurtured by the seamless alchemy within. As unresolved elements stir emotional conflict, they challenge us to delve deeper into our emotional landscapes. These conflicts, neither tangles to despair over, nor barriers too vast to traverse, invite us to seek the uncharted corners of our mind. Through patience and keen introspection, we unravel the roots of such discord. Embracing these moments with gentle empathy, unfazed by the siren's call for rushed resolutions, allows us to listen as these patterns reveal teachings hidden within. The endeavour deepens understanding and propels us towards a synthesis of conscious and unconscious realms, where harmony and engagement truly flourish. The shadow becomes a benevolent guide when befriended with sincerity. By forging bonds with these neglected parts of ourselves, we affirm their place in our story. Jung cautioned that resistance breeds persistence. Thus, embracing our shadows invites liberation. As valuable companions, shadows redirect our steps, offering insight and creativity. It is indeed a soulful dance, one that enriches our journey from fear's domain to the vibrant kingdom of curiosity. Through courage and vulnerability, we welcome our shadows, allowing them to lead us closer to dreams cloaked in latency. Empathy, a gentle balm, weaves the threads of integration, aligning shadow and light into a singular tapestry. By extending deep compassion inward, we create space for sincerity and self-acceptance to kindle transformative flames. When we nurture ourselves, understanding becomes effortless, allowing empathy to soften the edges of our interactions. Collective empathy bridges us to shared human experiences, igniting compassion that blooms with boundless grace. Embraced fully, this transformative power weaves our pathways, connecting the web of personal and universal alchemy. As shadow integration unfolds, self-acceptance takes root, providing the fertile ground for limitless transformation. This homage to self liberates us from the prison of self-doubt, releasing us into the arms of intrinsic worth. In embracing our entirety, including shadows once vilified, we break open the cage of inadequacy, allowing authenticity its rightful place. This acceptance rejuvenates, aligning our actions with genuine values and propelling us into the metamorphosis of self-authored narratives. Thus, the alchemy of integration is not a destination, but an ever-unfolding journey, marked by rhythmic balance and relentless devotion to deepening self-awareness. Through this dance of integration, shadow and light unite, composing a harmony that vibrates with the essence of our true selves. As sacred architects of our journeys, we realize through each unveiled shadow, we carry within a spark, a glimmering piece of eternity, guiding us through infinite expanses of possibility. Embracing the beauty of wholeness, we embark continually anew upon this luminous path of life. In the mystical dance between spirit and flesh, the body unveils secrets of the soul. It is no mere vessel, it is an oracle, whispering the silent stories of our psyche through quiet aches and tender sensations. Imagine the body as a canvas, each twinge and sigh etched by the subtle hand of the unconscious. From a Jungian lens, these bodily whispers are echoes of battles fought and emotions suppressed, resonating silently yet profoundly. In the hush of moonlit introspection, you discover that each knot of tension and wave of fatigue is not an isolated entity, but rather a poignant chorus, singing the unspoken tales from the shadowed halls of your mind. As you wander deeper into this realization, Contemporary psychology emerges as your guide. Its somatic theories are mapped through a landscape where traumas weave through sinew and bone. A spiritual awakening stirs these hidden emotions, urging them to surface. This journey is not one of retreat, but an invitation to cradle your physical form with tenderness, recognizing your body as a steadfast ally in the quest for soulful liberation. Old wounds, long tucked away, wake from their slumber as your spiritual path unfolds. They may grip you with unexplained fatigue, pain, or digestive discord, yet perceive these not as obstacles, but as keys to the inner sanctums needing exploration. Here ancient traditions lend their wisdom. Winds from the east whisper of energies bound with emotions, teaching the interconnected dance of flesh and feeling. Follow these timeless trails, decoding the body's messages, and you will see that physical symptoms are not adversaries, but gentle guides encouraging the soul's evolution. Embrace the sacred dialogue, where body and spirit converge to heal the fragmented self. Breathe with awareness, a steady, anchoring rhythm. In this breath, find a bridge spanning the conscious and the unconscious. As you breathe deeply, each inhale flows through the corridors of your being, cleansing and unveiling. You enter a meditative state where introspection and emotional clarity bloom like a lotus in tranquil waters. This practice is echoed in spiritual traditions that hold the breath as a sacred thread weaving body and soul into harmonious oneness. Breathe intentionally, and you shall uncover the hidden messages carried within, allowing release and renewal through each gentle exhalation. Not merely as an exercise in relaxation, but as an immersion into profound self-awareness. The odyssey of spiritual awakening bids you to greet emotions, not with resistance but with an open heart. The body translates these inner tempests into distinct sensations: a warmth, a constriction, a hum upon the skin. By becoming present with these embodied feelings, you venture into a deeper understanding of their source and impact. Embrace each raw emotion, for it is a vital link to your unmet needs and unspoken desires. With practices like body scanning or somatic experiencing, tap into these sensations, welcoming transformation. The keys to unlocking past holds, thereby releasing and liberating the soul. Gently, the tensions and traumas housed within you yearn for release. Explore practices like yoga or Tai Chi, where movements unlock pathways, flowing energy through you like a gentle stream over worn stones. These disciplines offer not only physical freedom but also a rich vein of self-discovery, inviting vivid realizations to emerge from the depths of your being. The influence of these practices nurtures your awareness, enlightening the journey from tension to tranquility, where the body speaks as an empowered component of your spiritual awakening. Pause and honour this wisdom of your form. Every sensation offers insight, every ache an illuminated guidepost. When you treat these signals with reverence, a dialogue of gratitude unfolds. Cultivate a mindful presence in your daily life, listening deeply to your body's needs, letting it guide you like a gentle guardian through the uncharted realms of your psyche. Align within its natural rhythms, creating a harmony that resonates through this sacred process of rebirth. Engage in rituals that ground your spirituality in the realm of the tangible. Dance with mindful intention, or find serenity in ritualistic bathing. These practices are more than mere routines. They are gateways, sanctuaries where spirit and body join, weaving spirituality into the daily. Rituals become a stable anchor in the swirling seas of awakening, inviting peace to settle within you, and root stability in the colourful tapestry of the everyday. Touch too holds a sacred energy, its silent language speaking volumes. Whether through massage, Reiki, or self-soothing gestures, touch communicates, releases, and soothes, reminding the body of its innate harmony. In nurturing touch lies healing potential, an unspoken dialogue between skin and soul, encouraging a balance essential to your journey. Lastly, cultivate an intuitive listening, hearing with more than ears, using your being's essence. In this state of openness, let go of rigid logic and follow the gentle whispers that guide you toward authentic truth. Through practices like meditation, hone this listening art, unlocking the mysteries residing in the signals of your physical self. This alignment births a seamless journey as the barriers between mind and body dissolve, ushering you gently, assuredly, into the arms of your awakening. In the sacred dance of spirit and flesh, each step forward is a beat of becoming, a harmonic convergence of spiritual and earthly that bears you toward wholeness. In a world that often glorifies independence as the ultimate expression of strength, we find ourselves drawn to an alluring mirage, a belief that self-sufficiency is the summit of personal achievement. Yet beneath this enticing ideal lies a subtle prison, where the walls of isolation close in and our true nature as deeply relational beings quietly yearns for connection. Here, in the gentle embrace of community, the illusion of independence begins to dissolve. Carl Jung wisely illuminated our profound need for genuine human connections, suggesting that without them, we risk losing the trails that lead us to our own deepest selves. Accepting our reliance on others becomes a soft, quiet strength, a recognition of our collective truth. In letting down the barriers that independence insists upon, we open ourselves to the transformative power of honest community, where vulnerability is shared and soothed through nurturing love and acceptance. In these sacred spaces, conversations serve as mirrors, gently reflecting back fragments of ourselves that we may not readily see. Language becomes a subtle vehicle for self-discovery and healing, where words danced across realms of past hurts and unspoken dreams. As listeners engage with empathetic hearts, their responses offering thoughtful reflections, we journey deeper into our inner worlds. It's through these interactions that long-standing patterns are illuminated, guiding us toward growth and self-awareness. As communities hold space for introspection, they gently strip away the shadows of self-deception, allowing the light of understanding to permeate and integrate. At the heart of such connections is empathy, a delicate thread weaving individuals into a tapestry of shared experience. Like a gentle current, empathy requires us to listen, to truly understand and share another's feelings with compassion and without judgment. Carl Rogers, a luminary in humanistic psychology, extolled empathy as a pathway to healing and transformation. This sacred bond where vulnerability flourishes under the tender gaze of unconditional acceptance fosters strength and resilience. As we practice empathy, our vision expands, seeing others through the same lens of love and kindness we hope to cast upon ourselves. Vulnerability, often masked as a frail facade, holds the key to unlocking the core strength of our human journey. With each brave revelation of our raw, uncut selves, a testament to the transformative power that echoes through our communities, we invite others to step out from behind the armours of pretense. In honest communities, these bold acts of exposure are revered, unleashing a flow of authenticity that invites trust and deeper connection. The vulnerability that Jung prized so profoundly becomes not a weakness, but a doorway to a more authentic self, where true inner strength is built not through defences, but through courageously embracing our shared humanity. Authentic communication flows like an ancient river between us, sculpting landscapes and nourishing growth. It is an act of deep listening, where the silence between words is vibrantly alive. This sacred exchange allows hidden truth to surface, creating an environment where expression is met with reverence and where vulnerability is honoured. As listeners, we gift each other the silent space to unfold naturally, gently dissolving the psychic tensions that proliferate in repression. In moments of shared silence, we find solace beyond language. Silence is not void, but vibrantly full, a living tapestry woven from threads of collective breath and unspoken understanding. Here, we gather in spiritual communion, transcending the limits of spoken language as we allow our spirits to dance in unity. Within this silence, symbols arise, whispering wisdom and guiding our shared journey. We soften the edges of isolation, enveloping one another with unspoken dignity and grace, in a ritual that resonates with the ancient rhythms of shared human experience. The richness of a community is found in its diversity, where each individual adds a unique hue to the collective canvas. Embracing diverse perspectives enriches the community, inviting innovation and growth. Jung's concept of individuation, where unique identities flourish harmoniously within a greater whole, finds a home here. In celebrating each distinct voice, the mosaic of community becomes a vibrant force of shared wisdom and resilience, as diverse identities each contribute to the integrity and evolution of the whole. True communities are sculpted not without fractures, but through them, through the grace of forgiveness and the art of reconciliation. When misunderstandings send ripples of discord, it is transparency and open-hearted empathy that mend the divide. In letting go of past grievances, we step into a dance of healing, where shadows are acknowledged and loved into light. Jungian shadow work guides this journey, as members navigate unseen conflicts and emerge renewed in trust and togetherness. Boundaries, far from barriers, become bridges that honour both individuality and connection. They foster mutual respect and cultivate spaces of shared responsibility. In practicing the art of boundary setting, we model behaviours that nurture both personal authenticity and the richness of community interaction. Finally, the legacy of such a community ripples outward, extending its influence beyond those who form its heart, witnessing as it moulds futures and reshapes broader societal structures. Honest community becomes a beacon of transformation and healing. In every quiet act of kindness and support, it leaves an indelible mark, a testament to the enduring power of unity, where through shared enlightenment, the journey of every soul is embraced and uplifted. In the weave of our lives, uncertainty threads its quiet pathway, ever present yet unassuming. It is the untamed force that keeps the tapestry of our existence vibrant and alive, holding within its depths the essence of life's mysteries. In moments of spiritual awakening, this quiet current surges forth with renewed vigour, unraveling our carefully knit illusions of certainty. Like explorers stepping onto an unfamiliar shore, we lose sight of the familiar terrain, adrift in a sea of not knowing, where every horizon is boundless and undefined. This vast ocean of uncertainty beckons us to relinquish our firm grasp on the known, inviting us to float, unanchored yet serene, trusting the tide's silent guidance. Our journey through this uncharted territory begins with a transformation, a delicate, profound shift in perception, coaxing us to see not chaos but verdant landscapes of potential and promise. In this shifting reality, we are called to embrace life's unpredictability with open arms, gently cradling its complexities. Fear, a companion often emerging in this landscape, shields us with its worn armour of doubt and resistance. Yet within its confines lies an opportunity, a portal that pivots fear into the light of curiosity, inviting us to gaze upon the shadows and whims of the unknown with childlike wonder. To dance with curiosity is to let the spirit of exploration take root within us, peering beyond the veils of what might go astray, to uncover the lessons layered in the experiences yet to unfold. It is a slow turning, akin to the soft revolutions of earth, guiding us to release our burdens and move with grace through the tides of uncertainty. Each step becomes a meditation on presence, shedding outdated beliefs and expectations like autumn leaves, allowing the pure, raw essence of curiosity to propel us forward. Within the realm of spiritual awakening, letting go emerges as an art to be practiced with reverence and patience. This delicate release frees us from the shackles of rigid narratives and past identities that weigh upon our spirits like heavy stones. As we unclasp our fingers from these burdens, we come to embrace a deeper connection with our truest selves, permitting the fullness of life to flow unimpeded through our being. The gentle art of letting go invites us into the present moment, a sanctuary where we find peace in the simple act of being, trusting what unfolds as a necessary thread in the fabric of our growth. Our faith in life's wisdom is the breath that sustains us through each turn of this journey. Learning to trust the unseen paths and veiled cycles of existence is a sacred practice, urging us to embrace the mystery of the undrawn map and the unscripted story. In this trust, we let go of endless questioning, replacing the frenzy of why with the quiet acceptance of what is, grounding ourselves in a harmonious dance with life's unfolding narrative. And in this sacred space, vulnerability finds its voice, no longer feared but revered as a tender power. By welcoming vulnerability, we allow life's truths to surface, bearing insecurities and fears with courageous openness. This surrender births connection, knitting threads of empathy and compassion in the shared tapestry of human experience. Vulnerability becomes the key to unlock transformative growth, inviting deeper relationships with others and ourselves as we navigate life's uncertainties with unguarded hearts. The spirit of resilience as a practice whispers guidance through life's shifting sands, urging us to move flexibly, to harmonize with change rather than resist it. It is the quiet strength born of self-awareness and self-care, nurturing our minds and souls through the dark valleys and luminous peaks of spiritual awakening. Resilience beats as a steady rhythm, teaching us to view obstacles as stepping stones where each moment of adversity tills the soil for enduring growth. Lastly, in embracing life's journey, we step into a dance with each thread of experience, forging meaning and discovering purpose in every interaction and shadow play of existence. Each twist and turn in the path invites us to embrace the unknown as a beloved guest, welcoming both triumphs and trials as sacred teachers. Our odyssey becomes not just a linear progression, but a wondrous mosaic of evolving stories, each vibrant and alive, echoing the wisdom of not knowing as a beautiful, eternal dance between what is and what may be. Thus, we find comfort in the gentle unfolding of our existence, forging a life enriched by the wisdom and beauty of its uncertainties. In the quietude of personal evolution, becoming a witness to your own becoming reveals an unseen part of yourself, the inner observer. This observer resides in the stillness, watching the unfolding of life's stage without intertwining with every unfolding drama. Imagine a silent presence in your consciousness, observing the ebb and flow of emotions, thoughts and reactions with gentle curiosity. This facet of self-awareness becomes a sanctuary, a peaceful refuge where you pause and reflect rather than react. As it emerges, life begins to resemble a series of unfolding plays, each offering its own lesson, rather than demanding immediate involvement. In this separation, clarity blooms, allowing you to navigate your inner world with wisdom and insight. Once the inner observer awakens, a profound opportunity arises to step aside from immediate experience. No longer are emotions and thoughts suppressed. Instead, they're invitations for introspection, prompting gentle inquiries. What is this moment teaching me? With this shift, the ego-driven narrative stretches into a wider tableau, enriching the understanding of life's nuanced complexities. Cultivating this inner calm weakens the grip of intense emotions, freeing you from habitual reactivities that cloud perception. The observer's unwavering light becomes like a lantern in the darkness, illuminating the path of personal transformation. True observation blooms in the soil of non-judgmental awareness. It embraces all your parts, both shadow and light, with acceptance rather than condemnation, nurturing growth through understanding instead of guilt. In this broader narrative, each thought and emotion reflects a deeper need or unresolved tension, nurturing awareness that transcends the notion of perfection. Instead, wholeness arises from embracing these imperfections, revealing beauty in humanity's intricate tapestry. By transforming internal battles into dialogues, this compassionate curiosity fosters questions like, "Why do I feel this way?" Or, "What need is this revealing?" Reframing perspectives with an empathetic lens, it resembles wandering through nature, each form celebrated for its unique vitality. In this embrace, emotional openness paves the way for a more authentic exploration of self. This journey necessitates surrender to life's ever-changing flow. Like a river carving through the earth, life shapes and reshapes us continuously. Viewing change as mere transformation alleviates the anxiety that often accompanies transition, allowing the observer to perceive life's shifts not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Here, letting go of the need for control becomes essential, not as a passive acceptance, but as an active engagement with the unknown. Embracing change reveals hidden wisdom, facilitating deep understanding and acceptance. This approach replaces fear with curiosity, and each loss with the possibility of unforeseen gain. In witnessing this constant evolution, personal growth accompanies an enriched appreciation of each moment. Perhaps one of the greatest challenges in self-observation lies in distinguishing awareness from attachment. As humans, we naturally cling to feelings, thoughts and experiences, often succumbing to suffering when reality diverges from expectation. Releasing attachments allows experiences to be seen as transient currents in the vast sea of existence. This practice opens the heart to a freedom that transcends possessive identifications, ushering in a profound sense of peace. Observing without attachment doesn't imply indifference, but rather recognizes life's impermanence while cherishing each moment for what it is. Within the stillness of reflection, the observer finds clarity. In a world driven by pace and productivity, carving space for quiet contemplation allows the mind to settle like clear water. revealing untapped inner depths. Quietude nurtures the connection with deep intuitive insights, often masked by external noise. Regular practices of meditation or mindful walking nurture the observer's capacity, refining clarity and compassion. This stillness becomes a canvas where insights emerge, knitting life's lessons into a cohesive tapestry of personal maturation. In this journey, the dance of shadow and light must be harmonized. By acknowledging and integrating these aspects, a fuller, richer sense of identity is actualized. The shadow, often denied, houses latent desires and fears, while the light offers guidance. Awareness invites these contrasting forces to converse and balance, forging a more harmonious existence. Growth through shadow integration stems from unearthing motivations behind old patterns and transforming them with compassion. This ongoing dialogue creates an inner harmony that enriches the self and expands the soul. As detachment from egoic narratives strengthens, the observer learns to recognize the stories of the ego as mutable and partial, not ultimate truths. The ego, with its grasping narratives of fear and desire, is seen with understanding but not undue attachment. Each thought's significance is likened to passing clouds across an endless sky. Freed from these stories' tight grip, underlying truths emerge, constructing a resilience grounded in understanding rather than reflex. By detaching, you engage with life from a place of authenticity, unbound by ego's distortions, capable of true comprehension and engagement. In the spaces of quiet trust, believe in the unfolding process of life, a cyclic, non-linear adventure. Trusting in life's inherent wisdom means embracing turbulent times for their instructive potential, knowing each phase is vital to the self's evolution. Surrender here is an active choice, engaging life's unpredictable dance without clinging to expected outcomes. This surrender enhances adaptability and unlocks resilience, allowing calm amidst chaos and revelation. When the observer tunes into life's sacred rhythm, even obscure moments contribute to a deeper understanding of self-becoming. Ultimately, this path unveils the boundless realm of infinite possibilities. In witnessing one's becoming, the realization dawns that life, despite uncertainties, provides endless opportunities for transformation. The future resembles a tapestry awaiting the weave of choice and destiny, invoking curiosity and transcending perceived limitations. Here, challenges metamorphose into doorways, spurring discovery. As possibilities reveal new paths, past identities dissolve, granting access to uncharted modes of expression. The observer stands at this crossroads, recognizing the power of conscious choices and intentional presence. In these moments of deep reflection, wholeness emerges, embracing life's imperfections. The ancients revered imperfection and incompleteness, seeing beauty on the fringes and embracing the chaos. In these shadows, a unity unfolds, accepting successes and failures alike as steps in this intricate dance. Imperfections become companions, not obstacles, but guides along the way. Through this acceptance, boundless self-compassion arises, casting judgment to the periphery and wielding love's gentle touch. Each experience, whether graceful or stumbling, adds depth and colour to the intricate canvas of life, stitching together the vibrant, holistic essence of our becoming. In the gentle embrace of spiritual awakening, one gradually discovers that the heart of our humanity lies not in striving for perfection, but in honouring the profound complexity of our being. Our lives are woven from threads of joy and sorrow, hope and despair, each contributing to the rich tapestry of existence. True awakening invites us to regard each thread with a kind of sacred respect, realizing these elements hold purpose within our unfolding story. As we turn inward, past the surface, we find empowerment in actively engaging with our narrative, exploring the roots of our desires and fears. Each emotion, both shadow and light, acts as a guide in this eternal dance, whispering lessons on the beauty of our humanity. Every triumph and trial, every stumble and soar, become the unique chapters that define who we are and who we might become. Embracing authenticity is less about unearthing some ultimate truth, more about celebrating our multifaceted nature. By recognizing our imperfections as integral pieces of our whole, we cultivate a sense of unity and peace. Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become," reminding us that we are more than our history, we are the artists of our identity. Through acceptance of our authentic selves, we unlock a spectrum of experiences that deepens our understanding and compassion. Relationships blossom where vulnerability meets empathy, and respect for the truth becomes a cornerstone. In acknowledging the contradictions of our nature, we open a door to empowerment and transformation. Central to Jungian psychology is the notion of the shadow, that hidden self which we find difficult to acknowledge. In moments of awakening, this shadow emerges as a guiding force, urging us to face the emotions and biases we have long buried. This journey demands more than confrontation. It requires us to embrace these disowned selves with compassion. In recognizing our shadows without judgment, we incorporate them into our conscious identity, transforming what is feared into insight and resilience. This encounter calls for courage, as it strips away defences and exposes our vulnerabilities. Yet within this openness lies the seed of transformation. Approaching our shadows with acceptance reveals their hidden wisdom, inviting powerful change and the possibility of harmony. As light finds warmth in the shadow's embrace, life reveals its ever-turning cycle of opposites. They coexist, they complement, they balance. It is in the dance of light and shadow that we find grounding. Life ebbs and flows with joy and storm, and the awareness of this balance carries us through. Rigidity stifles, flexibility nurtures, as light illuminates what darkness conceals. Life's challenges morph into opportunities. Out of this dynamic interplay emerges growth, and so a vision awakens, seeing beyond duality, recognizing both shadow and light as allies in our evolution. Freed from perfectionism and fear, we trust that every step brings us closer to our truest selves, inviting gratitude for this human journey. In the embrace of wholeness, rituals serve as sacred tools, aligning actions with deep values. These rituals, filled with meaning and symbolic depth, create spaces of reflection. Unlike mere routines, they are mindful acts imbued with significance. Whether beginning the day with meditation or closing it with gratitude, rituals weave intentionality through life. They ground us, heighten our awareness, and unveil the sacred within the mundane, reminding us that insight and awakening await in every moment. By cultivating these practices, we nurture resilience, opening avenues for healing and transformation. Building genuine connections is an art form, demanding the courage to be both seen and to see. Through vulnerability, we journey beyond superficial encounters to the essence of shared humanity. By opening to our human experiences, whether drenched in sorrow or ecstasy, we create spaces rich with understanding and healing. This willingness to reveal and Be Revealed fosters a community where mutual support is the bedrock, and vulnerability meets empathy with profound respect. Together we weave a world where healing becomes a collective journey, each thread of vulnerability strengthening the whole. Embracing the impermanence of self is another liberating step toward authentic wholeness. This fluid nature of identity, ever evolving, frees us from fixed labels that hinder growth. By accepting change as a constant companion, we allow for renewal and reinvention. The embrace of impermanence coaxes us toward authentic expression, guiding us beyond fear and into transformation, welcoming each moment's wisdom as we step confidently into new chapters of self-discovery. The path to wholeness is a reclamation of sovereignty, a recognition of inherent power. By setting boundaries aligned with truth, we explore our potential, unburdened by judgment. This reclamation balances autonomy with interdependence, affirming the agency within us all. Through this empowerment, we articulate our boundaries, fostering relationships grounded in respect, becoming beacons that guide others. Finally, forgiveness, a heartfelt release, is central to this journey. Beyond forgetfulness, it's a conscious transcendence of wounds, liberating both the forgiver and forgiven, nurturing growth. By choosing forgiveness, we channel emotion into shaping futures aligned with our essence. This journey of release helps turn old grievances into wisdom, knitting wholeness into the fabric of our lives. And so let us step beyond fear, transforming it from threat to motivation, finding there an ally in our growth and adaptation. With trust in our inner wisdom, each encounter offers a new hint of possibility. As we breathe, taste, and sense life's mystery, we write the ongoing story of a humanity united in its dance of light and shadow. If you find solace and transformation within this journey into wholeness, consider subscribing and sharing this path with others, fostering a community dedicated to compassionate growth.